Hello and welcome back to another episode of 20 Below. Today we'll be playing Valiant Hearts, The Great War. And I feel like a lot of entertainment media, whether it be games or books or movies, not a lot of it covers World War One. Most of it covers World War Two or Vietnam, but not so much World War One. And I feel like Valiant Hearts, The Great War does a great job of showing the hardship and tragedy that World War One was for a lot of people throughout the war. And the game educates you by giving you real life photos and information from actual events. But before we get into the game, I'd like to read a little bit about it. Valiant Hearts, The Great War is the story of four crossed destinies and a broken love in a world torn apart. Dive into a 2D animated comic book adventure mixing exploration, action, and puzzles. Now, without further ado, let's get into the game.
August 1st, 1914. After the assassination of Prince Franz Ferdinand of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the German Empire declares war on Russia. Because of established alliances, France is preparing for conflict. A few hours after the announcement of the general mobilization, German civilians living in France are asked to leave the country. Karl is one of them. A few days after Karl was deported, the war was hungry for more and took away Emil as well. A heavy-hearted Emil was called up to fight and left the farm for Saint-Mihiel. Like so many others, he had no idea what fate had in store for him.
Wow. Right away, how very depressing. I mean, Karl got deported and has to fight for the Germans, and now Emil, Karl's father-in-law, has to fight for the French. So essentially, they're going to be fighting each other. And I have to say, I mean, my wife and I, we have a small child, and getting drafted into war and leaving her and the baby alone is probably one of her biggest fears. So this is a very sad time. So here we are, getting in line to I don't know, get dressed, I guess. We have to get fitted for war. The clothes are off. This guy's yelling. If we push tab, we'll open up the menu. Here we are. Facts. War is declared June 28th, 1914. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austrian-Hungarian throne, was assassinated in Sarajevo as a result of the chain of diplomatic and military alliances in place. The event launched Europe into an armed conflict that, with the involvement of colonies, took on a global dimension. August 1st, Germany declared war on Russia. August 3rd, Germany declared war on France. August 4th, Britain declared war on Germany. August 11th and 12th, France and Britain declared war on Austria-Hungary. The barracks and the regiment. Battalions comprised of a battalion headquarters and 4 companies, a total of 1,007 men in all. Companies were composed of 4 platoons, in turn divided into 4 sections, each of 12 men, commanded by an NCO. Britain was slow to mobilize on the Western Front. Half of its army was overseas, and with a genuine fear of invasion, infantry divisions were held to reserve in Britain and not included in the British Expeditionary Force. While conscription only came into force in 1916, voluntary enlistment was initially overwhelming, with 750,000 men eager to show their patriotism. Railways. With the outbreak of war, each country was eager to dispatch its armies in suit as quickly as possible to gain the advantage. Railways were essential for mobilization and supply. By August 1914, the British realized the importance of rail in the war effort and dispatched Royal Engineers to the front to build new lines. By 1917, 40,000 enlisted railway soldiers were working for the RE in France and Flanders. Debacle of August 1914. In the the German army made swift progress. After invading Belgium, they marched on Paris in late August. French troops retreated en masse, and units were outflanked and repelled, taken prisoner or killed. The months of August to September 1914 marked the bloodiest period of the war, with over 180,000 French casualties alone. The French authorities described the debacle as an organized retreat. The war to win over public opinion had begun. Now we have to get our military attire on. Here we are, ready for war. Trumpet. Talk to this guy. Charge! Good job, thank you. Alright, let's get training. Climb over this thing. Here I go. Beat that guy up. Pick up that grenade. Oh. All right. We found a helmet. German helmet. The legendary pointed German helmet, the Pickelhaube, was used by German forces until 1916 and was then replaced by a much more efficient steel helmet. The different parts of the helmet, including the point for defense against saber attacks, were adopted according to the rank, origin, and weapon used by the soldier. On some helmets, the point was rounded. Oh, not quite. Got him that time. Next. Up. Attention. Raise the flag. First, I'm going to pick up this thing. What do we got here? A tinder lighter. While patrol lighters were popular in the trenches, soldiers also used tinder lighters. The cotton wick was doused in sulfate or lead chromite to make it more readily inflammable, and was extinguished by simply drawing the wick back into the cylinder.
My dear Marie, we are on our way to Paris. The atmosphere here is strangely cheerful. I hope that the harvest goes well. Rely on our neighbors for help. They've always been gracious and charitable people. I'll write again as soon as I get my assignment. Please kiss my little grandson for me.
At the train depot in Paris, trying to reach his regiment at Platform 21, Emile would meet the man he would soon fight alongside. The man who would come to be his truest friend.
Hey, quit picking on that guy. Yeah, that's right. You better run. Give me your wine. Would you like some wine? Delicious. I'll take this one too. What kind of wine do you have? We have red or white. Letter from a French soldier, August 14th, 1914. Dear parents, I am all set to be mobilized to the front. We're going to take Alaskas and Lawrence back from the Germans. Don't worry, I'll be home before Christmas. All my love, Marcel. And forgive me for my pronunciation. French is not my best language. In fact, I know zero French. But it appears I have missed a thing. There we go. The station master's whistle. Steam trains made stations very noisy places. There were no loudspeakers and no display panels, so platform officials had to shout train information to passengers. Whistles were the best way to attract passengers' attentions. Alright, let's make some music. Nope. Aha! Hipping and hopping and up and up, screwed it up. Drum. Horn. Trumpet. Nope, nope. Drum. Horn. Clarinet. Trumpet. Alright. There's Boogie. Alright, back to work. Quit screwing around. Should I go this way? Metal nib. In 1914, Bros did not yet exist, and at school, children learn to write with metal nibs, or more often, and especially in the countryside, with whittled goose feathers. The sheer volume of war correspondence saw metal nibs becoming more widespread. Alright, we saved that guy. Let's go and talk to him.
Thank you very much. I'm free. Well, you through. Listen.
Mark!
Good luck, my friend.
August 21st, 1914. Emil's regiment was sent to fight against the 71st German Division, led by Baron von Dorf. The general cheer of the first hours dissipated into the fear of first combat.